Hello, my Built 5000 Nation. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, everyone's having a great day. If not, hope it gets better from here. We are back with another That Chapter. This one is titled The Bizarre Case of Kimberly Kessler. Alright, I'm excited to get into this story. Go ahead, turn them lights down low, put on something comfy, cup with something special. Let's get maniacal. Seems like a maniacal kind of video. I don't know. Oh.
Um, we also have recovered your shoes that has Jolene's blood on your shoes. So I just want you to, if something happened that you didn't intend to happen, I want to talk to you about it. I don't think you're an evil person. I don't think you're a mean person. I think you have done.
Well, that makes one of us, but I believe she's 100% evil. I don't know who the fuck she is, but she got blood on her shoes. I don't trust that shit.
Doing a hell of a job getting through the last 25 years. Um,
So let me reply this way, and you may not like the answer. I would like legal counsel.
Hey you and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this old video we're going to take a look at the bizarre case of Kimberly Kessler. Really, this story begins with a completely different woman, however. Jolene Cummings, who went missing in May 2018. But don't worry, we'll get into that. The bizarreness of this story centers around a woman with the most mysterious past possible on purpose, if that makes sense. Alright, that's enough dilly-dallying. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
In the small town of Yulee, Florida, 34-year-old mother of three Jolene Cummings went missing. Jolene Cummings was last seen Saturday, May 12th, 2018, when she was leaving her shift at Tangle's hair salon. She was supposed to meet with her ex-husband the next day, which would have been Mother's Day and her birthday, to pick up her children, but she never showed. She was a...
No, that's not right. Mother's Day and birthday? You know she wanted those babies in. Everyone loves having their babies on their birthdays. Unless it's like, drunk and naked birthday. Then you want who you want.
Officially reported missing the following Monday, the 14th of May, by her mother, Anne.
We're going to step outside the shot, and you can see right behind me as the search continues for Jolene Cummings' body. A makeshift memorial continues to grow right outside the Tangle's Hair Salon shop. You can see many people have come to stop by and lay plants, flowers.
It's only been 3 days. Why you not be jumping till it's the body? What's wrong with your reporters? Be hopeful. She went missing on her birthday and Mother's Day. Don't be like, the search is still on for her body. Be like, we still are hopeful that, searchers recover her.
Balloons and handwritten letters to Jolene. Now, we've also been hearing from those who knew Jolene best, her best friends from high school. They say they described her as just being an all-around great person. They say she was an inspiration, she was vibrant, and she loved being a mother.
Oh, yeah.
The county police department, they searched the nearby woods, they put out as much information as they could, trying to see if anybody knew where she was or what happened to her. The last person she was known to be with was her co-worker in Tangles, Jennifer Seibert. In a huge coinky-dink, Jennifer Seibert missed her next shift at the hair salon. Or rather, she didn't just miss it. You see, when the detectives who were investigating whatever happened to Jolene, they went to Tangles to speak to the owner and, do detective work. While they were there, the owner was on the phone to Jennifer while she was in to start her shift in Tangles. The owner was chatting away with her, and he was like, "Oh, hey, detectives are here. They wanna speak to you. You were the last person, to see her, or one of the last people to see her. She was working with you the day she disappeared. Maybe you can, let them know what you know." While the owner was telling her this, that the detectives, they wanted to speak with her, Jennifer was pulling into the Tangles parking lot. She then pulled the hell back out and booked it.
On Monday, May 14th, we received
She pulled in, like, was the cops just standing up there like, what the fuck's this bitch doing? You know, there's those few moments where, you know, people are like, man, I would love to have been a fly on the wall. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall at that moment. Just like, hey, ain't that? Didn't, why is she? Oh, she guilty. Oh, she guilty.
Report of a missing person, Jolene Rebecca Cummings, age 34, from her mother, Ann Johnson. Jolene worked at Tangle's Hair Salon. She worked all day Saturday, May the 12th, and was supposed to get off work around 5 p.m. No one has seen or heard from her since. The last person who had supposedly seen Jolene was another hairstylist who also worked on Saturday, May the 12th. This hairstylist had only worked at Tangle's around a month or so. The salon was closed on Sunday and Monday. The salon was supposed to open back up on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m., so NCSO investigators were there to talk to this person to see if she had any information as to the whereabouts of Jolene. She failed to show up for work, and the address that she gave the owner of the shop where she was supposed to be living was a bogus address.
Damn.
Jolene's vehicle was then found parked in the local Home Depot on the 16th of May. But no sign of Jolene, Jolene, Jolene.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. What? Why the bogus address? Was she maybe just between addresses, or maybe she was just kind of like transient at the time, no real home? Maybe that's why she needed the job and lied about it. Or was she just purely and maniacally, of all intents and purposes, getting this job to kill someone?
Jolene. There were no fingerprints or blood found inside the car either. Then the police reviewed the security footage that showed where the car was parked. Maybe they could see who left it there, and they did. It was some.
Fuck you, Mike. It's gonna be stuck in my head all fucking day long now. You ass. Oh, that blows.
Someone else, not Jolene, who left the car there at 1 a.m. and walked off. This person was dressed in all black, covert-like.
We found some camera footage that showed Jolene's vehicle being parked around 1:17 a.m. Sunday morning. The video showed the driver sit there for a few minutes and then get out. We were hoping to see Jolene get out of that vehicle. But who do you think it was? The Tangle's hairstylist, who was supposedly the last person to see Jolene.
That bitch.
During an investigation of the salon,
Cops there and I'd be like, yeah, hey, that's that bitch I pulled in. Oh, what that bitch is doing?
a large amount of blood was found, including on the walls, chairs, cabinets, and sink drain.
Oh, fuck.
Blood was also found on a bleach bottle and mop at the salon.
So she killed her at the salon?
They discovered this, of course, using luminol. It wasn't readily visible.
All them ladies in there getting their hair did. And murder? I don't know. I don't know. Thank God I don't go to hair salons.
Jennifer was later found 3 counties away, hiding at a truck stop, living in her car, and was brought in for questioning. They ended up arresting her. Based upon the surveillance video, they deemed it was her that drove and parked Jolene's car outside the Home Depot, and she was arrested for grand theft auto, and they transported her back to Nassau County, where the case had taken place. When Jennifer was arrested, she had injuries on her face, scratches, but she said it was from a motorcycle accident. Not like somebody had clawed at her face or anything, or that the area where she and Jolene were last working together was covered in blood. Nothing to do with that. It was a motorcycle accident, of course.
Of course.
2 days later, the police held a press conference saying that they believed that Jolene wasn't alive anymore, wherever she was.
Through our investigation, we have obtained evidence which we are not releasing at this time, which leads us to believe Jolene is not alive.
So at this point, we have a missing mother of three. The last person who was working with her went on the...
But why? But why? Why? Like, did she literally just, like, did you purposely get this job just to kill this lady? Like, is that what's going on?
run after the police started investigating her disappearance, and the place those two people were working on the day Jolene vanished was covered in blood. I wonder what happened. So, pretty straightforward, right? Wrong. This is where things get wacky.
Oh,
Jennifer
God.
Seibert? Never heard of her.
She's not who she says she is. A chilling premonition from a Nassau County mother, Jolene Cummings, who went missing last May.
The woman Cummings was talking about is Kimberly Kessler, also known by her fake name, Jennifer Seibert.
Kessler has been charged with Cummings' murder and has pleaded not guilty.
Her real name is Kimberly Kessler, born in 1968 and from Butler, Pennsylvania. She had also been using a fake social security number. And the police solved a mystery when they found out who Jennifer really was. They solved a missing persons case. Kimberly Kessler was reported missing in 2012 by her mother. However, according to the report made, Kimberly was last seen on July 4th, 2004 in Butler, Pennsylvania. Her mom waited 8 years to report her missing. You know how it is, gotta go to the shops, you gotta cook the dinner, take out the trash. Busy woman, I'm sure she got to it eventually. That's the important thing. So, Kimberly Kessler, aka Jennifer Seibert.
Well, okay, here's my question. Was she that shitty of a mother where it took 8 years? Or was she that shitty of a child to where it took 8 years? I mean, it could be one of two ways. Alright, okay. I want to know which one was the shittier one. Or was it equal? It could be three. What if they was just both equally shit and just no one cared?
AKA 24 other names. She also lived in 33 cities across 14 states.
Holy
Ants
fuck.
in her pants, this one. So just so we're on the same page, Kimberly Kessler was reported missing in Pennsylvania 8 years after she did go
A lady of 1,000 faces now, who cares?
missing. She lived in Florida under the name Jennifer Seibert. She had lived all across America in that period from 2004 when she presumably did actually go missing and had 24 other names that she lived under. What was she running from? What was she trying to hide from?
There's a reason that they are trying to hide who they actually are. What exactly did they do? Were they involved in other crimes? So this person
Was
has
she?
either been involved in other crimes, where they've stolen actual papers of someone else. They have corrupted someone within a system somewhere, or they have been able to talk their way around having to provide the necessary documentation to obtain these different aliases. You have the ID fraud with that number of aliases means that somebody has been doing this for a while. And the questions that come to mind for me, where have they been? What have they been doing? When were they there? And really trying to link all of these aliases together.
Huh, that's kind of weird. Kind of suspicious. A fugitive involved with a missing person. How many other missing people is she involved with? She was a chameleon.
What name do you want me to call you? Because I was talking to the detective that drove you up, and he said I might have been calling you by the wrong name.
It's funny that St. John's didn't tell you. When you run my fingerprints through, they come up as Kimberly Lee Kessler. That's about it. So I would prefer to be called Kim.
Okay.
But
I just want to make sure that I'm calling you by your right name.
But if you run them through, the last time I got picked up was back in 1999, and I bonded out, and it took them, I don't remember, it was a couple weeks, I don't know if it was 2.5 weeks or 3.5 weeks before they actually matched them
Matched
up.
them up?
Yeah, it didn't but that was 1999, so maybe it was a little bit slower then.
Okay.
But I don't know, there's lots of people on the face of the planet, so maybe it still takes time. I'm not sure.
And it may be too that since you've had this alias for so long, you've probably done a lot of stuff since that time, and so you've actually kind of got you've got a history under that name, so it probably shows up in different databases and stuff like that. And that's just a guess, and maybe that's why
that makes
it's
sense.
happening like that. There's video.
That would make sense. Okay, it'd be like getting a computer, going through completely clearing everything and then getting back on it and starting all over again. Eventually your history is going to straighten out. Eventually everything's just going to be normal. Like you get on there, you're going to go into your favorites, all your stuff's going to be there like it was before. Don't take very long. So I guess just her being this person and just living, she was making a whole other identity, a whole other life, and that was eventually leading back to her, which wouldn't be a bad thing because it's what you want in another identity, right?
You dropping her car off at the Home Depot parking lot there in Yulee, and walking across and going into the gate station and getting a taxi cab. That's why you're charged with a grand theft auto. And I'm not trying to trick you. I'm not trying to fool you. You're opening up to me, and I'm opening up to you. Okay, that's the reason you're charged with that. You're not charged with anything else. Okay, but something happened to Jolene, and we actually sent our crime scene unit out to process tangles.
Is she gonna? Oh, are we gonna hear in her actual words why, who, what, where, when, all that good shit? Yay!
And that's there. Okay. We have also, and I don't want you to think I've been fooling you out. I just want to talk to you and get to know you a little bit because I think something. Something that you didn't plan happened, but let me tell you what we did, okay? Because I just want to be honest with you, because I think something bad happened that you didn't intend to happen, but
When Kimberly was locked up, she made a number of calls to her mother. She also is not a fan of the Illuminati. I'm sure they'll be disappointed.
Florida and Texas, are those the only two states with death penalty?
I don't know. I haven't done the research on it. You might want to YouTube that. Get back to me on it.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to know and then tell you bad news, but I thought someone said they weren't doing that anymore. They shouldn't do it anymore because the dumbasses get everything wrong. The prosecutors are just a giant weenie. And I'm not even going to say, well, maybe there's some that are good. No, because they're all weenies. You put on a suit and you turn into a weenie.
Too trusting or something. I don't know. Like I just thought that their BS was over. But Tom Thompson told me today that I was the front page of the newspaper. I'm all over the news. He said today they had a bunch of people call in the public defender's office, news line or Dateline called, and just a bunch of entities or whatever, news channels, and were really.
The weird thing is, she looks slightly different in the pictures. I mean, I know the ones are but she looks slightly different. The nose stays kind of the same, but even it slightly changes. It's weird.
Calling or whatever today. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, you were all over the newspaper. You're all over the news. I'm like, really? I thought I know you were saying it quieted down up there. I was just assuming it quieted down here, but I guess I'm still the talk of the town or something.
Oh, somebody told Bobby that you were in the newspaper, and he didn't say. I just assumed it was maybe an old newspaper. He said the Sunday paper, and I wondered why would that be starting up again? There's absolutely nothing going on in the world.
I say it's because it's the Illuminati. I think that her people definitely are fucking seriously involved in it, so that's just what is happening. So I got the Illuminati on my ass. So that's what I'm thinking.
Fucking Illuminati.
Just, I mean, again, I can't prove it. It's just my opinion and what little bit I've seen on YouTube.
And opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. Everyone thinks theirs smells great. They all smell like shit. Except for mine. It smells like roses. Yeah.
About some of the research I was doing on these secret societies is, like, nobody gets even 5 minutes worth or 5 seconds worth of airtime unless they have some sort of connection. So,
During the subsequent investigation into what happened to Jolene, the blood that was found in the salon, it matched both Jolene and Kimberly, so there was definitely a fight, a struggle. DNA analysis then found Jolene Cummings' blood on a boot, sock, pair of scissors, and storage locker that belonged to Kimberly Kessler.
Former FBI agent Tony Kravitz says this evidence is key for investigators to build a timeline.
Every piece of that will be an important piece of putting the story together, but they will need a mountain of physical evidence because they don't have a body.
New documents show Cummings' blood was found on Kessler's sock and boot in her storage unit. Detectives also located Cummings' fingernail inside a blue bin. More of Cummings' blood was found on a pair of scissors inside Kessler's car, according to investigators. Surveillance video from behind Dick's wings shows Kessler struggling to throw out 2 white trash bags, indicating that the bags were heavy. Kravitz says this new evidence shows there was likely an altercation between Cummings and Kessler.
Oh, to me, that's a huge indicator of a very violent event.
Once the case goes to trial, Kravitz feels the timeline investigators will have created will be shocking.
But why?
Analyzing Kimberly's phone, they found searches like co-worker guilty of murder missing person, body not found, Murderpedia, list of female serial killers, Florida female murderers, no body no crime, post-mortem changes. Thought that was my search history for a second. And also in Kimberly's storage locker they found, oh, I don't know.
I would hate Could you imagine not knowing that they do stuff like Mr. Ballin does, that chapter, Coffee House Crime? Just be someone out of the blue, look through their search history and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? I've never really thought about before. That would be god awful to like actually do something stupid and then the cops is like, man, look, it has all this murder on his thing. It's like, that's what I do for a living. He admitted. Ooh.
Wigs, 6 to be exact, and also a number of cell phones. Kimberly would later say she would wear wigs as disguises and change how she walked and talked to hide her identity. So, interesting woman. And we don't know what happened to Jolene. Her body has never been found, and Kimberly has admitted to jack shit. But a Nassau County grand jury indicted Kimberly before her arrest for first-degree murder based on the evidence investigators were able to find in the case. Part of that evidence included a Walmart receipt documenting the purchases of 30-gallon trash bags, an electric knife when a regular knife won't do the job, and a large bottle of ammonia.
Great value brand too, bro.
Dead giveaway. When will criminals learn? Never keep the receipts, ever. However, during Kimberly's trial, just this year, mind you, in 2019, the judge determined that Kimberly Kessler was incompetent to stand trial after having doctors examine her. A couple of weeks ago, I covered the Nico Jenkins case, and he was found competent. And he's batshit, so I don't know how she's dodging it.
Donenville, she said she felt the judge had no choice but to find her incompetent after evaluations by 2 different doctors. She wasn't angry, more sad, as she explained that she understands sometimes justice takes time. Ann Johnson was feet away from her daughter's accused killer in court today. This is new video of Kimberly Kessler.
Apparently, a psychiatrist who interviewed Kimberly Kessler wrote he believes she is suffering from delusion and personality disorders. And he only spoke to her for 30 minutes before she ended the session. And he wasn't the first doctor to examine her. He was the second one. supposedly she became somewhat irate and critical of the first psychiatrist who found her not competent. Did she want to be found competent? During the
don't
session,
know.
she ignored the psychiatrist and continued talking with her attorneys. The subjects she wanted to talk about? Just the usual. George Washington, Masons, secret keys, and religious scriptures. And most recently, she was moved to a psychiatric hospital. She's not due to have her next...
This bitch has watched a little too much National Treasure 2. She needs a hobby. Other than this.
Hearing until January. This is truly a bizarre case, and the fact that she was found not competent... I mean, she already admitted she was like a chameleon who could... She had, over 24 other names. She traveled America, taking on new identities. So how truly competent is she? Maybe it's a ploy to get out of whatever happened to Jolene, which she has said nothing about. So we don't know what happened to the missing mother of Tree. Hopefully we will, but this is a bizarre case.
Suspect really incompetent, or is the suspect just very intelligent? She will be found competent. I arrest you. She'll be found competent. You gotta believe in the judicial system. She may be intelligent. You got a higher power. We got people that are fighting to and working very diligently for this case.
And finally, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you'd like to see some more of my videos, please...
Wow, oh, okay. What if she disappeared her? Like, maybe she didn't kill her. Maybe she set up to make it look like it. Everyone's looking for a dead person, and she gave her another identity and sent her on her way. I mean, it could happen. I mean, more than likely she's dead somewhere, but I'm just saying, like, maybe she has so many other identities, and like she's been doing this for a minute and never got caught. No one cared. Like it was what it was. Maybe she did it for her. Maybe the husband was abusive, or maybe something. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but maybe she wanted away or out of that life, and the lady was like, well, let's fake your death. Make it look like you are dead. Make it look like a murder. And you just disappear. I mean, don't get me wrong, the other lady's in jail and shit, but I mean, even she's gonna be like found incompetent, which is bullshit. Oh my god. This was a good one, Mike. Oh my god. Alright. If y'all enjoyed today's video as much as I did, please go down there, leave a thumbs up. If you're a fan of the spooky, scary, strange things that just fuck your whole world up, think about subscribing. My world ain't never been right. As always, be good to one another. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. I've heard some fucked up shit in my day, but I mean, yeah, dude, you watch too much Game of Thrones, bro. Too much National Treasure. Like, she's slick son bitch, though.